what we're going to take a look at now is how do you schedule your entire housekeeping staff easily. All right. So one of the advantages of using our software in maintenance care, as you know, is that we'll set up all your preventative maintenance for you. Even if you already have one plan, we will put that into the system for you. The same exists for your schedule of your housekeepers. When you get started with CareClean, we're going to be creating that schedule for you with you, but we're gonna do most of the work as long as we can understand it, and we're gonna put everything in here so that it's ready for when you're starting. Now you'll have full access to changing it, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to create that schedule. So, and this is typically a screen only accessible by your management team, right? The people that are allowed to schedule. So if a housekeeper does have access to the desktop version, they would not see this tab unless you wanted them to. So this is your schedule, and this is where you build it. And as you can see, I've got a full schedule, right? Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit bigger. But if I hover over these what we call shift windows, you'll see the details of that shift window. So between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m., I should be cleaning these rooms, and so on, right? So you can see quickly what each of the housekeepers are working on. Now, if I just want to see a particular housekeeper, I can filter that from here as well. So let's say I just want to see Rose's schedule. I can choose to do that, and there is Rose's schedule. So very easy, right? And you can start to build the schedule from there. So you can start to make sure that they have all the rooms taken care of. Now, here's a new feature we've added as part of this process, and what we call it is our stats view. Okay, so what does this mean? So let's say I filter to a certain time period. So right now I'm seeing 1 week's worth of work for a particular housekeeper, Rose. Okay, and I click on the stats button. What it's going to give me is every time duration that I've allotted for that shift window and a total at the bottom. This is really handy to make sure, maybe you don't want overtime, or maybe you want to make sure you fill up their schedule. You need 6.5 hours of cleaning time per day, or whatever it is. You start to build that according to their shift windows, and this will give you a total of what you're seeing here on the screen. So this is Rose's schedule. But let's say I remove Rose from here. Okay, so I'm going to actually remove Rose and just see everybody, and I click that stats button again. Now I can see all my housekeepers, and you see these are kind of drop downs. They just kind of summarize the information, but I can see how much time Johnny is scheduled compared to Rose, and you can start to rework the schedule according to being fair on their hours or whatever you're looking to do. So that stats button is going to become very handy for you to build your schedule effectively. Another thing that we've given you the ability to do that I think is quite useful is actually a suggestion by one of our customers, and it was the ability to reassign shifts easily in the future, because maybe somebody's taking time off, or maybe somebody called in sick, or maybe the shifts rotate on a regular basis. So maybe this week I clean room 101 to 105, but next week somebody else cleans those rooms. So here's how we've handled it. Let's say in this case somebody called in sick or is going on vacation, and we're going to actually click on these windows and we're going to reassign them to somebody. So just by highlighting each of these shifts, I can then reassign them to another user easily, and and I can select who that person should be, and I'll press OK, and that will reassign every single one of those windows just for that particular instance. So the next week after, it goes back to the default, whoever should have been assigned initially. So it'll be a really easy way for you to have full command over your schedule without a lot of work. It's really quickly that you can get to that. Now, if you do want to schedule a shift, all you have to do is click in the open space and highlight it. So let's say this is between 12 and 2, so a 2-hour period. Oops, that's in the past, so you can't do that. So you have to do it in the future. So let's do this one. And so now it's going to pop up your shift details. And here you can create, you can say, okay, this is going to be for a full cleaning for these rooms, and see the 2-hour period. It's already told me this is going to be a 2-hour section. If you want to add an audit question list, like, like clean the bathroom, clean the floor, you can add it right here. You have a list of all your questionnaires that you can build right from your management area. That's called checklist. So you can build whatever checklist you want. Or if you want just more than just one room, you want a grouping of rooms. So let's say I'm going to pick like a full cleaning questionnaire for these particular offices. So you can just link that and create that particular shift.